Sit tight.
I'm getting dizzy just watching him.
Hold on, don't let go.
Whoa!
Don't let go. Help me. Okay, I got you. You alright, Lee? So I think the shop edition has been stretched out long enough now, and I know my lovely wife Cedar would really appreciate it if I'd get the bathroom in the upstairs loft finished up, so the new bedrooms, bathroom, and loft can be used this summer. Come on. So rather than opening up the drywall and moving the plumbing over a little bit to the left, I simply hid everything in the dry sink, and I couldn't be more happy with how it turned out. Sundays for Dogs is a fresh dog food with a short list of human-grade ingredients.
Sundays contains 90% meat, 10% vegetables, and 0% synthetic nutrients.
So our dog Ruby is a very picky eater, and I wanted to see how she was going to react to Sundays for Dogs when I put it in her dog bowl. And with her and our other two dogs, it was gone in seconds.
Unlike other fresh dog food, Sundays does not require refrigeration or preparation because of the air drying process. Just pour it and serve.
Sundays for Dogs makes it easy to feed your dog top quality food, even on the go. Every order ships right to your door, so you'll never have to worry about running out of dog food again.
Get 50% off your first order of Sundays. Go to sundaysfordogs.com/redpoppyranch or use the code redpoppyranch at checkout.
Thank you, Sundays for Dogs. Our dogs absolutely love the dog food. While I was cleaning up the front yard, I had the thought that I should throw all of the weeds and the grass over the fence to the deer. As much as the fallow deer love the alfalfa and the grain that I give them every day, they would much rather be up on the hill foraging and eating what nature has to give them. So before I can put the tile up, I need to red guard the entire shower, and this is going to guarantee that I don't have any problems long term with water getting in places that it's not supposed to go. It really doesn't take that long for the red guard to set up, but I'm going to give it some extra time to dry before I start putting the tile down. I chose to do a sliced river rock floor in this shower, and because I pre-sloped the shower, I should be able to lay it down pretty fast and it should drain perfectly. So the red guard is pink when it's wet, and as it dries it turns red, and that's an indication that it is ready to go. So after adding the second coat, I'll wait a while for it to dry and then we're good.
Hold on tight.
I think his curls are like.
I smell color.
Cheyenne and Christian, our daughter and son-in-law, also have a YouTube channel called Create 208. They stopped by to give the zip line a once-over, and they both agree that we need a longer zip line. So the tile that we would end up picking is all natural stone, both with slate and these sliced river rocks. One came from one big box store and one came from another, but I think they're going to look great together. So after the red guard's set up good and dry, and after I laid out all of the sliced river rock tile, I then set the drain to the height that I wanted it to, then put some tape over the drain holes so no grout would get down in the sewer. The best part about this kind of tile is there really is no wrong way to install it. It simply needs to look good, and it also needs to feel good when it's walked on, so that's something I'm keeping in mind as I'm setting it. It's time to see how the slate's going to look next to the sliced river rock. So tile is another one of those things that I can probably count on one hand how many times I've had to do it. And as much as I think I can do it, clearly the more I do it, the better I get at it. And using these 24-inch pieces of slate can be a little bit fun, but for the most part, because it's a real stone, it is pretty forgiving. Now, if I could go back and redo the tile work in both the upstairs and the downstairs bathrooms, I would change it from the white porcelain tiles that I put in to something like this. What we have found over the last few years is our lifestyle and the water we use on a daily basis is not conducive to white grout. Once all of the slate is up and in place, I'm going to use a cobblestone gray grout on both the floor and the walls, and I'm hoping that it brings everything together really well. I gave a lot of thought to installing a one-piece fiberglass shower stall in this opening right here as opposed to building one from scratch. It would have saved me a lot of time and about a third of the money, but the bottom line is there's nothing special about a preformed fiberglass shower stall, and on top of that, the only way I'm going to get good at tile work is if I do it once in a while. So this river rock slate shower that I'm trying to build is a really good example of Cedar and I putting our heads together and coming up with something that works for both of us, because originally I wanted to do some sort of a corrugated tin instead of the slate, but the more I thought about how I would make that corrugated tin work, the more I realized I shouldn't use it. There's always a delicate balance in my head between creative and practical, and as much as I want to do all the creative, crazy things, I realize that as these things get used, they may not hold up to the abuse, which means I'm going to have to redo it again. and I don't want to do that anymore. Well, I've just about got all the tile work done here in the shower, and I'm trying to be patient and work through everything so the grout lines look good and everything's lined up the way that it should be. Once I get the final piece of slate tile in place, I'm going to let it sit for at least 24 hours, and then I can start the grouting process and all the tile work will be done. I'm not going to use any sort of a chemical sealer on the stone to seal it up. As the shower gets used, the hard water is going to take care of most of that. Well, this is the moment in the project where I'm going to find out if all of the lines are going to line up correctly and all of the minor imperfections are going to go away as I start the grouting process. And as I'm wiping down the excess grout, that's exactly what's happening. It looks beautiful, and the little tiny imperfections in the stones all seem to have gone away with the grout. Now, as happy as I am at how this project is turning out, there's one thing that I'm afraid is going to happen, and that is when my wife sees this, she is going to immediately suggest that we do this same basic thing in our upstairs bathroom. One of my main concerns with this river rock floor is that it doesn't hurt your feet when you're standing on it, so I tried to fill in any holes with smaller rocks, and again, I love the way it turned out. As I was grouting the river rock floor, I found that I had to really work the grout in there and work it in every direction that I could, and this brought all of the air bubbles to the surface, and that really locked everything together. So this has been one of my favorite projects as far as the outcome is concerned. Because it's real slate and because it's stone, it's quite forgiving. You can have minor imperfections without even noticing it. And because I use the natural grout colors, it's not going to show up. The vintage tile that I did in the upstairs bathroom almost, 5 years ago now, we've never liked it because it didn't stay white. I should have done neutral colors like the gray and the brown, so it wouldn't show the dirt quite as well as that white does. But anyway, next week's video, I'm back on the retaining wall. I still need to get this light moved over and clean this, do some baseboards, things like this, but this turned out perfect. This really did turn out good. So we will see you guys in 1 week.
Willie, I've been waiting for you for hours.
Turn and put your knees inside, and I'll twist you guys up and then spin you.
Hold on.
Squeezing my ear.
Back up, Reach. You got crack in. Willie, no, Willie, no, Willie, no, Willie. He thinks something's wrong.
He's like, why are they screaming?
Okay, now we're going the other way. There we go.
Oh.
Help, Reach.
Oh, it's crazy.
Careful when you get that.
You gonna throw up, Chris? Can't see.
Head forward. Put your head forward. See, look at it. Head forward. See, she's perfectly.
I already did it. It was fun. His hair blowing.
Crazy, Callie. What are you trying to do?
It's the same thing that you did to us, Dad.
I'm done.
Okay, shit.
Hang on.